Hello, I am in the Courtyard Gallery in Aldeburgh, Suffolk, and I'm here for a week-long exhibition of my work and residency. I'm going to be working hand printing in the gallery during the week. So I just thought I would show you the exhibition and the work that I've put up. I've got some new work, some older work. So yeah, here we go. So at the moment I am in the little reception area of the gallery. And this is an older piece actually that some of you might be familiar with, Winter Glow. So I'm showing a mixture of work, some of which is West Country inspired or estuary inspired. These are actually new little pieces here in the entranceway based on the Severn Estuary. Little dry points, carborundums, monoprints. So they are actually new pieces, but in we go to the main gallery, which is lovely and light. And I've got my new body of work inspired by the Suffolk coastline all along this wall here. And I've got my workstation here. So this is where I'm going to be hand printing during the week. And up here I have, this is an older piece. Well, it's a remastered piece actually. So sometimes I look again at some of my work, and this one I added more detail, more lights and darks, and I've come to like it again. So it's framed up, it's in the exhibition, and that is a view from North Somerset from Cadbury Camp in North Somerset. So like I say, quite a mixture of inspiration here. So this is the wall that I've put all my Suffolk Coast inspired work, and most of these are actually me experimenting with a new style of work, which is, well, I suppose you would call it mixed media. So these are boards, and I have included quite a bit of monoprint tissue paper, monoprint on tissue paper collaged into these. So there is a printmaking element. And then there's also acrylic paint, there's photographic collage, probably a bit of oil paint. There's quite a few things in there. And what I love about the Suffolk coast and Aldeburgh in particular is it's not kind of a pretty beach. There's lots of kind of fisherman's detritus, stuff. There's some really bright colours actually. Some really bright ultramarine blues and black and pinks, some bright reds, and that's from the kind of plastic that is used for a lot of the fishing stuff, but it's really beautiful contrast to the shingle and the softer colours of nature. So this one is quite monoprint heavy, so most of the texture in this is actually me monoprinting on tissue paper and then collaging that onto the board. And in fact, this is actually, this kind of rope here is me kind of stamping rope into the piece as well. So I'm printmaking onto the board. And I've got the silhouette of Aldeburgh there. It's quite a distinctive silhouette. There's two particular chimneys, which are Tudor chimneys. And again, this one, most of this, the background of this is actually tissue paper monoprint collaged in, stuck on, and then painted over. And this one I've left quite bare, I suppose, quite simple. And that was inspired by a walk near Orford, which is kind of the next village along. Although it being the coast along here, the shingle changes and moves, and you can't actually walk to the next village along. You have to sort of drive inland, go along the main road, and go back out to the coast again. So, but it's a lovely place, Orford. And then this one here is another one of my mixed media pieces, and that silhouette there is actually the silhouette of the scallop sculpture, which is quite a famous sculpture here. It's a big scallop shell, sort of in lots of pieces, by Maggie Hambling, the artist who lives near here. And it's lovely, actually. It's lovely to walk out there over sunset time. It's just stuck on the beach there, and this is another one with the Aldborough silhouette in. And again, I've been stamping into these, hand printing onto the boards. So this is all new work, and I've not shown this before. I've been experimenting with how I make it, experimenting with how I frame it. So it's really nice to have an opportunity actually to show it on my own terms. And then we're entering into the part of the exhibition where this is work based on kind of my usual subject matter, I suppose. This is one of my Beacon Hill, Hampshire pictures. And again, this is my new way of trying to frame things up. I'm trying to avoid glazed frames. So these are actually dry point etchings and monoprints on paper, and I've mounted them onto board and completely sealed them. So that means they should be fine in terms of the elements and being able to just hang them up as they are. So I really like them, and I think they work quite well. They're so much lighter, easier, and dare I say it, less expensive than glazed frames. That's another one of my new little estuary etchings. And again, this is another one. It's actually quite an old piece this now, but I wanted to mount it up onto board, and I actually really like that. Now, I'm going to struggle to kind of show you this without reflections, but these are a few now of my monoprints on tissue paper. So these, I don't know if you can see this, but the edges are showing, they're kind of floating in the frame. And this one I call Rain Galway. It was based on a day in Galway, Ireland. And again, this one's Ballinskellig's Sunset, which is an Irish place on the west coast of Ireland, which I absolutely loved. So again, that's on tissue paper, and that is a very simple technique of rolling ink out, placing your paper on the top and pressing onto the back of the paper to make the ink go onto it. So I have my browsers here. Lots of little smaller pieces. And I'm leaving this plinth free. I'm going to be doing some assemblages, I think. I've got lots of beach finds already that I'm going to put together and play around with during my time here. And then I have another one of my remastered monoprints here. So again, this started off life a few years ago, actually. And I've added quite a bit more to it recently. So it has kind of become something else, although it is still an estuary seascape, quite definitely. And I have one of my Uffington Castle etchings, monoprints here as well. Again, beautifully framed by Hidden Frames in Bristol, float mounted. And last but not least, another little landscape, a West Country landscape. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed my little tour of the exhibition, if you couldn't make it, and thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my work, you can subscribe to the channel, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I'm at RuthAnderPrints, or you can go along to my website, which is ruthander.co.uk.